I am your host, Alistair. Okay, if you don't know, I have gone through an eviction with a tenant who refused to pay rent for roughly about 7 months. It was not due to COVID related hardships. It was not due to anything of that sort. It was simply because she had an issue with, I don't know, paying her rent. Anyway, long story short, I've documented the process. And so I want to do a commentary about that for you guys. Um, let's go. I'll tell you more details later. Let's go straight into it.
Damages.
As you see, really, what you heard in the background was the bailiff, the sheriff, looking at all of her Christmas shopping. So she was evicted in January, so roughly after December, and so you could see a lot of receipts because she bought a lot of gifts. So a lot of that stuff was brand new, and um, and this is the first time we actually saw the apartment. Well, the house. First time we've seen the house in a few months, only because our lawyer told us in this situation you don't want to be anywhere near the house because that can be used in court and delay the eviction.
Here's the court notices of the. She was aware. They're all here.
The only thing they don't get is the new date from the rain out. That's
From
the
the-
only.
oh, I see.
Yeah, that's the only date. I mean, that's the only one that they don't get, and they're not required.
They
to.
required to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh
they're
my
not
God.
obligated.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think there's something in there. Oh my God.
You think somebody downstairs?
Someone is smoking downstairs.
Hey, someone downstairs?
I'm downstairs.
Oh, are you downstairs? It's,
Oh, that's one of your people.
wow.
oh, okay.
I can smell that cigarette through the mask.
Wow.
I'm not taking video, I'm just taking pictures.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck? Oh my God. What the fuck is all this?
Is that smoke?
Yes, yeah, it's like maybe recent smoking or something. And damn, damn.
So when will my stuff be on the truck?
What'd you say?
When will my stuff be on the truck?
Well,
As soon as I leave?
right, because he's
Now, keep in mind, she was there for roughly maybe 8 months. Let's just say 10 months, right? And to be very quite honest, it was in pretty good condition considering the fact that what we're seeing. And that's because we were able to get her out early enough, because this was the beginning of abuse of the property. And we were so lucky to get her out. I'm going to fast forward this to when we go upstairs.
oh, oh,
I know, right?
oh my God! She's like there's like drugs here. Oh my God!
I know, right?
Oh my God! Oh, the smell. We're smelling this through a mask. Oh my God! Dude, there's not even a bed in here.
You should move some stuff
I'm gonna open the windows
Yeah, try.
because this smell is literally unbearable.
Yeah, it smelled like now I could be wrong, but it smelled like METH. Yeah, she was definitely doing something there. Absolutely doing something there. Now, how do I know how that smells? Because I'm 38 years old and I've lived. I've never taken METH, but I've smelled it before. Now, my my issue with all this, I think she should have been arrested right there and then. There was clearly some illegal activities happening. Ah, yeah, sure. There's no obvious evidence and whatnot, but
Jeez, look at this. Look at this. You guys, you don't understand the smell. Unbelievable. God. Oh, God.
Alright, I'm gonna have to get back.
You have to go back to work, Paula?
Yeah, so can we
All right, we'll stay. We'll handle and manage this. And
Non, j'ai dit ça pour que.
et puis, pour qu'on la chasse.
Oui, on va pas lui donner 1 heure.
C'est vrai, ok, t'as raison.
30 minutes. Yeah, ok. Yeah. Allons-y, demandons à la
Au shérif. Non, 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 je suis d'accord.
Let's ask the.
Je suis d'accord. And
so on the windowsill there, on the window frame, she put her blanket and she put like screws on the whatever on the frame. And because that is facing south, so you get a lot of sunlight. And across the street is a private school. So, a lot of kids like, mommy, 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 right? So maybe she didn't want the eyeballs looking at her cooking something. I wasn't sure, but it's kind of odd to put a blanket like. And by the way, there was drapes. There were shades already there, so she removed the shades and put the blanket. Absolutely no sense, but
oh my God. Cracked.
yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
Okay, I'll have to get back to you once we get her out because it's impossible.
So at that moment, I have a temper. So at that moment, my blood was boiling because I could hear her, and I was irritated at the fact that absolutely not. You've hijacked and damaged my property for over 8 months. Last thing I want is to see your face. And so even though the camera cuts back, I go downstairs and I tell her, "You're trespassing." And I was looking at the sheriff. I said, "She's trespassing." And the sheriff had to be like, "All right, well, look, you better move back or I'm going to arrest you." Yeah, I mean, I wasn't playing this game. I was not going to entertain this human any longer. And because it was costing me money per the hour, and she was moving about the house, interfering with the movement and the flow of the people who were supposed to be there, and hurl her stuff out.
So the damage assessor is on its way. He's gonna take professional assessment of the damages. I mean, look at this. This is how someone lives. Look at this.
Now at this part,
I'm just beautiful
all over the
fancy
house.
stuff. Look at
I'm having the
that.
first time. If any of y'all ever driven a Bentley,
No.
The sheriff was asking a lot of silly questions, but all over the house was new item. There was new shoes, new furniture, and with the price tag, some of them were like $300 handbags, $350 shoes, makeup set for $150, and they were dated. They were dated, and yeah, it was dated, and it was all done within like a few weeks worth. She spent over $1,500 in just clothes.
Because she tried to come back and pick up her stuff, but I don't think so. There is no way I'm letting her come back and pick up her stuff. So call the police. She trespassed, and maybe she'll go to jail. I hope so. Oh, hi. I don't know what your friend name is. Sorry. 1 second. Let me just turn the camera on.
Yeah, so at that moment, I called the cops because she was not respecting the fact that the moment the keys are locked or changed and the sheriff shows up, this is no longer your property. You need to go. And I told the sheriff she was trespassing. Now, when the sheriff was there, she stopped coming, but then the sheriff had to go and do other evictions. And at that moment, my crew and everybody else were working. And she would come up and try to sneak an item here, sneak an item there, grab a box here, grab a box there. And I was having none of it. And I said, this is not the time. This is not the time. The time to negotiate is over. It is not the time to be like, I'm not playing cat and mouse. And so I called the cops. And I called the cops multiple times. And the thing, and I requested the police to stay because she would show up with a new person every time. So she'll go, come back with a new person. She'll go and come back with a new person. And so I told the police, I said, I don't know who she keeps coming back. I feel very threatened. I told you, I don't want to deal with a GUN. I'm not about that life. I don't want to deal with that crap. So I don't want her to come back and potentially things to escalate, not only for my crew and for myself. And so it was a safety concern. I told the police, I said, she keeps coming back with new people. And so they actually kept 4 cars. I know, 4. I'm not complaining. They kept 4 cars, one in the back, 2 in the front, and 1 on the side. And and then she stopped coming then. I called the police, and then the police came and stayed until everybody was done. They stayed for like an hour. Everybody was done. And then we all had lunch. I congratulated everybody. But let's finish.
Oh, it feels so nice to have my property back. Holy moly. And, considering it's a nice table.
Now, I want you to look at the gasoline bottles there because they were full. They were full. They were full, and the one that's tilted actually was leaking. And we were wondering, why would she have full on gasoline? Sorry. And I've mentioned to you earlier, it was not unusual for tenants, once they know with the eviction date to happen and they're being evicted, it's not unusual for them to completely destroy the property. And the funny thing is that if you are a landlord, you do things correctly, you have insurance. And the crazy thing about it is that by them doing that, you just do an insurance claim 90% of the time. It's vandalism, but you get the full value of the home. So you get a new home pretty much. Of course, with all the headache, depending on the details of your insurance. But the issue is not the money back. The issue is that could kill someone, right? So this was very odd to us. Very odd to us. And I keep going through like, if she had known, because prior to us coming, she kept on asking, hey, when's the new date? Can you give me the date so I know when to move? She kept on asking for the eviction date, the new one. And our lawyer said, don't communicate at all. And we never responded. I can only imagine what the visceral reaction or the emotional reaction would have been if I said, we're coming on Tuesday. You better get out beforehand. The house would have been burned down. Like, who has that? And this is the living room. Full.
Oh, the fuck is that? Anyway. So, let me see.
They did all this in 1 hour.
The damage instructor said that damage assessor. Anyway, So we probably have to redo the entire floor here of the bathroom.
Correct.
Because this cracked tile is not a good look, and water is just going to, you know, do its damage, do its thing. There's towels and whatever, which I'm probably gonna take home. Why not? I need some.
Which I did.
Because you have no idea, like the emotions I'm getting because
Felt so good.
of this place was so nice. So nice to have it back. What is that? I don't know what that is. And this right here. So this whole floor has to be redone. Bathroom has to be redone completely. That's gonna cost a nice little penny. And I don't know if we're probably gonna have to do an insurance claim. And it smells like weed. Oh, okay. And he said this right here looks like it's a foundation crack or whatnot. He said to look at it. And we have it right here. And he said it could be water damage from the back of the wall, but yeah, he said it could be water damage. Well, that's what we have insurance for. Now on the floor, there's like divots. Like it's not quite even. It wasn't like that when we bought it. What the fuck is that? Yeah, and look over here. Oh, thank God we got it back. So glad we got it back. So here's her stuff right here. What am I talking about? Right, so she tried.
Yeah, I was feeling so elated. So about the floor, eventually what we did is because it was going to cost us $7,000 to redo the floor because of the tiles were breached. The water potential for the floor underneath would have been a problem. So what we did instead, my general contractor replaced the tile, and he put like a sealant. I'm just trying to explain to you how well he explained to me. He put the sealant, and every property inspection, he'll just check to make sure it's still very sealed, and he can keep doing that for a few years. But eventually, the whole floor would need to be replaced.
It's hot in here. Finished. Let's look. Let's see how it looks. All right. It's finally.
I know.
We got a property back. A beautiful property. You're safe, my love. You're safe. Look, gotta fix that.
Look at all his stuff. Did a pretty good job, right? We did it in about 1 hour and a half. Good job, Devante. So eventually, of course, we got the property back. Now, we were very lucky. We were lucky for 3 reasons. The first one is that the next day, courts shut down. Next day, everything went on lockdown because the cases went up. And so any evictions or any resolvement of causes of action were shut down. And it was shut down for roughly 5 months. So we were lucky one day. Oh my God. And that day, that particular day, it was like snowy-ish. Was because the forecast was like snow, but not sure. And they don't really cancel the eviction until they see the day. And we were like literally, please, please don't snow. And nothing happened. No, even in the rain, they don't do it in the rain. I remember I was like, oh my God, please. And can you imagine if it had a little bit of rain? It would have been another year before we got her out. So that's her first luck. The second luck is that she was not there long enough to create substantial damage. And because judging from what you saw in the video, this is just the starting and the beginning of a hoarder with issues with gasoline in the living room. Two full tanks of gasoline with wood floors. For what? I don't know. You can make your own deduction, but I assume you have enough critical thinking to put 1 + 1 together. Clearly, she was not, you know, learning how to. I don't know. And the third reason we were very lucky is I have a great team. And I gave my team extend beyond just the person who moved, my lawyer, my accountant. Please, I needed him to guide me through this as well, because deductions and stuff like that. Please, 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 please. And also my insurance. So we have Progressive, which is a land. We have Progressive specifically, a landlord, tenant, investment property, whatever. And our policy covered, of course, damages to whatnot, but a policy also covered loss of rental income, which was such a peace of mind. And let me tell you, that was the one thing that kept me sane in terms of like what to expect, because I knew that Progressive would have saved my butt. Okay, fine, she destroyed the house, here's a new home. And not only that, here's a new home. Here's how much is the rent? Okay, we'll cover you for the potential loss of wages. And so, because I called the insurance literally the same day, and they said, don't worry, Mr. Ezekiel, we got you. So once she's out, the insurance assessor came, and Progressive sent someone, and they've looked, and they said, well, you can do a claim, but to be very quite honest, the structural integrity of the home is fine. Yeah, you have a support beam chipped. You have a support beam that's chipped here. You have this chip there. He's like, that's nothing major. And so he said to me, he's like, I honestly would not do a claim because, of course, your premium would go up. I would not do a claim. You were very lucky that the bare bones are fine. The walls are fine. The appliances were fine. The boiler, all that stuff. The hard appliances were fine. The soft appliances were fine. The integrity of the home was fine. The dryer, the washer. He said, the integrity of the home is fine. And so, like, okay, fine. We were lucky with that. And so we did not do a claim. So after the insurance left, I called in my damage assessor. He was there, and I was waiting for his report. And in the damage assessment report, all the other stuff, of course, dirty, do this, do that. And he's accredited with the state to be able to identify damages beyond wear and tear. So his report had legal weight. And I have him to help guide me into what needs to be addressed immediately or what can wait. And he works in tandem with my contractor, my general contractor. So they work together. So we wait for that report to see what we're going to do first and how we're going to proceed. And so it takes about like a few days for the report to be generated by him. And so he sent the report, and so we saw what needed to be done. The general contractor went to work and pretty much fixed the whole house, all in all, right? So we had this house up and running for rental about a month at most. We were very quick, but partially because there was no hard damages. There was no structural damages, right? And so that's what we were really lucky on. But yeah. I remember when we went through this, a lawyer said that, listen, eviction is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And bad tenants like this is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, because this is a statistical normality. And so when we survived that, because I had a meeting with the lawyer and the accountant, because I wanted to go over my options and also for the accounting, expenses and stuff like that. And he said, well, statistically speaking, you went through it. And statistically, whatever, statistically wise, it'll be a while before I go through another one. And so we laughed, and I said, oh no, you best believe this will, I mean, I can't say never, but the chances of it happening again is going to be very low. Very low. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for anybody who's hopeful or who wanted to get into the landlord business. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. Don't break the law, because you don't want to break the law. And pay your taxes. Uncle Sam never loses the fight. He always wins. Thank you so much. Je suis votre host, Alistair, et à la prochaine.